Hello, boys and girls and parents. I hope everyone has had a terrific Tuesday. Ready for a Tuesday math video. Okay, take a look at the first one. We're subtracting this week. And we have, let's go down here, 9 whole and 3 6. And we're going to subtract it from, or we're going to subtract 5 2/3 from it. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to find a common denominator. We know we can take the 6 and the 3, multiply them together, and say 18 is one that they have in common. But is there one that's in common before 18? Hopefully you're telling me yes, there is. All right? Okay, so the first one they have in common is 6. Hopefully you're telling me 3 6 is equivalent to a half. All right, so I times this by 1, I got that 3. I did 3 and I times it by 2 to get 6. So I have to do the same to the top because remember 2 over 2 is that chunky one. All right, and I get 4. Okay, so now we're going to bring everything down. So we have 9 whole and 3 6 minus 5 and 4 6. When you are subtracting with fractions, mixed numbers, you do the fraction part first, all right? Because sometimes you have to regroup. If you had 3 6, can you take 4 6 away? You can't. So this is one in which we have to regroup. So we're going to regroup from the whole. So we're taking one of them. Now we have 8. I always like to go off to the side and say, I'm regrouping one whole. What is that one whole as a fraction? Go with your denominator, 6, and it would be 6 6. So all I'm doing is regrouping a whole and turning them into parts. So 6 6. I already have 3 there, so I'm going to add 6 more to give me 9. Now I can subtract. If you have 9 6, can you take 4 6 away? You sure can, and you get 5 6. Then we have 8 minus 5 gives you 3. Final answer. Okay, take a look at the next one. We have 7 and 1 6 minus 5 and 2/3. Okay, we've got to take that 1 6 and 2/3. Now we already know from the other one what our common denominator is. 6. Okay, let's make it 18. Okay, because, or not, yeah, 18. 6, 12, 18. Because remember, you can just take your denominators and multiply them. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and then we have 18. So I have to multiply the top by 3. And multiply the top by 6. Because remember, 6, 6 is one whole, so I'm not changing the value of it. Okay, bring everything down. You've got 7 whole and 3 18ths minus 5 whole and 12 18ths. Oh, by the way, great job to those of you that caught that mistake in the video last night. Way to really watch it closely and not just write everything down. So proud of you guys. Okay, so if you have 3 18ths, can you take 12 away? You cannot. Absolutely cannot. So I have to regroup. So I'm going to regroup from the whole. So I'm regrouping one whole. Okay. And think about what that whole is as parts. If I cut up one whole into parts, it would be, hopefully you're telling me 18 18ths because our denominator is 18. So I already have 3 there, so I'm going to add 18 more to it to get 21. So now if I have 21 18ths, I can take 12 away. Now, I want you to think about adding up from the 12 to the 21. Think about 12 plus what would give you 20. Hopefully you're telling me 8. And then if you're at 20, you need one more. So it'd be a difference of 9. 9 18ths. All right. And then 6, not 7, because we regrouped. Yeah, that's right. 6, 7. 6 minus 5 gets you 1. final answer. I bet some of you are telling me you can simplify, reduce that. Hopefully you're telling me 1 and 1/2. Think about it as a decimal. 1 whole and half would be 5/10. Okay, we are on to standard algorithm. We have, what do we have? 298. And we're going to multiply by 671. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take that 1 and multiply by everything up top. Now, 1's really easy because it's the other factor. So we have 8, 9, and 2. I know you bet, or you wish all of them had the 1s. Okay, now we're on the 7, which means placeholder. So now we have 7 times 8. Think about what 7 times 8 is. Now, some of you guys really need to practice those multiplication facts. We need to be really fast at them without looking at our multiplication chart. 7 groups of 8 gives you 56. We group that 5 right here. Then we have 7 times 9. Hopefully you're telling me 63, 63 plus 5 more. 68. And then we have 7 times 2. 14 plus 6 more, 20. Okay, cancel, cancel, cancel. Now I'm on the 100 spot, which means I has to go right here. So I need 2 placeholders. 6 times 8. I know that 5 times 8 is 40. One more group of 8 would give you 48. Six times 9. Hopefully you're telling me 54. Plus 4 more, 58. Group that 5. And then finally 6 times 2. 12 plus 5 more, 17. Draw your line, get ready to add. You have 8. What do you need to make that 9 a 10? You need 1 more, so take 1 from the 6. It'd be 10 and 5, 15. Regroup. Do you guys see what I see? I see that perfect 10 right there. 10, 18, 19. Regroup. 9. And another 9. And then a 1. Don't forget your comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. 199,958. Okay, moving right along. Let's look at these ones. You're going to multiply by 10. I want you guys to think about this as 70. What's 70 times 10? 10 times larger. 700. So you know it's 700 something. 700. 100 is 3. That means the 8 goes there and the 9 goes there. 789. Now think about that. 8 times 10 is 80. Look where the 8 is. Yeah. Okay, do you want a fraction, a piece, and a part of that? Okay? So you're sharing something with 1,000 people. And you're one of those 1,000 people. That means you're going to divide that by 1,000, which means all of my digits are going to go back 3 spots. Okay? So if I have these here, I'm going to go back 3. 1, 2, 3. That 0 is going to go back 1, 2, 3. This 0 is going to go back 1, 2, and 3. 7 is going to go back 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then the 6 would go there. Think about this. What's 1,000 times 6? 6,000. All right? Okay. Feet and inches. How many inches are in 1 foot? Hopefully you're telling me 12. Okay? 12 inches equals 1 foot. So if I have 8 feet, it would be 8 groups of 12. Decompose it. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 2 is 16. Put them together and you have 96. Okay, take a look at the next one, yards and feet. Okay, yards are the bigger one. So if we're going from this to this, we're going to multiply. 1 yard equals 3 feet. So if I have 4 yards, I'd have 4 groups of 3, which gives you 12. You guys remember these? I figure we need to kind of go back to them so we don't forget how to do them. Okay, let's slice it right through that 8. So we're going to separate that 8. Now remember, we go parallel. So looking parallel to this here, I don't see anything there, but do you see it right there? 4. So if this part's 4, that's got to be 4 because it has to equal 8. Okay, now I'm going to cancel out that 4 because I already have it right there. Okay, so if we find the volume here, we have 5. Going back here, it looks like that's 3. And then we have a height of 4. So 5 times 3 is 15 times 4. Hopefully you maybe are decomposing it, or maybe you're doing 15 times 2, 30, and then another 30, 60. Okay, so that part there is 60. Now up top, we have 4, 3, and 3, because going back it's 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times 4, 36. Okay, put them together, and you have 96. Did they tell us? Yep, centimeters. And that little 3, because that means cubic. 3 dimensions, length, width, and height. Okay, we're down to the last 2, boys and girls. Let's take a look at this one here. Okay, remember, plug in my friendly numbers, 10 and 2. That's not the biggest, though. This is. So there's 10, there's 2. So 2 plus what equals 10? 8. What'd you do with 10 and 2? You subtracted. Okay, so we're subtracting this. Remember, when we're subtracting with decimals, we've got to line up the decimal place values and place values. Okay, 9 tenths minus 4 tenths gives you 5 tenths. You got 4 whole minus 6 whole. Can't do that. Regroup from the tens. I'm regrouping 1 10, which is 10 ones. So now I have 14 there. 14 minus 6. Add up if you need to. I know 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 4 more is 14. So that's a difference of 8. Now you have 70 minus 80. Can't do that. Regroup from the hundreds. I'm regrouping 100, which is 10 tens. So there's already 7 there. Now I have 17. 17 minus 8. Now, maybe break it apart a little bit. 17, if I do 17 minus 7, that's 10, but then I have 1 more, 9. 98 and 5 tenths. 98, 5 tenths. We can write it as a mixed number. Okay, we're down to the last one, boys and girls. The value of that 6, 60,000. So it'd be 6 times 10 to the 4th power plus 7 times 10 to the 3rd power, right? Plus 9 times 10 to the 1st power, plus 8 times 1, plus 9 times, what's the value is that 9? 100. Right? Or you can do in decimal form. Okay, now we're at the word form, boys and girls. Think about just that number, 67. Oh, man, 6, 7. 67, and it's 1,000, comma. Think about how you say that. 89, or 98, sorry. And 9 hundredths. Okay, boys and girls, we did it in about 14 minutes. I hope that you took the time and really paid attention to what I was doing. You know, as always, sometimes I make those mistakes. If I did tonight, you never know, but you got to make sure you pay close attention. Message me if I did, like last night, how some of you guys did. Okay, let's see. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to find a good one. Okay, here's one. If you could live on a space shuttle for 1 year. Would you go? Why or why not? Ooh, I don't know about that one. I can't wait to hear your responses to that one. Okay, boys and girls, as always, I hope the video has helped. And if you have any questions, message me or please ask me in class. And we will definitely go over any of the questions or problems that you guys may have on this. I will see you in the morning.